put tape on the back because it's gonna roll over on the sides, and then this painting stuff takes a while to dry. So I brought certain stuff in the back of the truck so I can put it in thing, because it's gonna not be dry till tomorrow. But you can, and I also brought, this is another wraparound one, which are kind of fun to do, but it's a little, you'd be surprised at trying to cover all of these corners and stuff. You have to keep getting your finger in it. So this one is bigger and it's different, so. All right, so we're gonna start out with white house paint on this. And it's real important when you're setting up, and you're about to do it, and these go in your kitchen. That you have everything level, because if this canvas is not level, when you get your paint on it, you're gonna see your paint is gonna be running off. It's gonna fall away from where it's at. And after it's all done and you're like, wow, that is so pretty. And then you take it in your laundry room and you sit it down, and the next morning you go in there and the paint is all skittered off to the side. It's sometimes when you very first get started at it, it's like so pretty, and then you put it in your laundry room and you come back and all the pretty is gone and it's like pond scum green. That's pretty disappointing.
You're not touching on this one back there, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So that is because you don't get the mixture good and it's too thin.
Right.
And that's how you get that yucky colors. Don't do that but a couple of times and then you're like, okay, I'm not doing that because that's a waste of paint. These, excuse me, these here are pre-mixed ones that I got. They're pre-mixed, so they were already mixed with the Floetrol and the silicone. This is not, this is just Floetrol acrylic paint.
So they're making it now to pour on purpose? It used to be we just did it, right?
Now you
Well,
got it all mixed.
It's pre-mixed. Some of it is. You can get it at Joann's. Joann's has it. And also, where did I get this? I think I got this at Michael's. So it's.
What is the mixture that's
The
pre-mixed?
mixture is Floetrol, which is what this is.
I'm sorry?
Floetrol. It's a paint additive. You can get it at Home Depot or Lowe's, and that's what this is.
You can go like in Hobby Lobby too, can't you? Like
Not
Michael's.
Floetrol.
Not the Floetrol?
No, not Floetrol.
Uh-uh.
You can get other things that are like for mixing, like this is a gloss fluid medium. You can add some of that to your paints if you want to. This bottle here, this is called Magic Cell, but it's silicone. So when you put this in your paint, then you torch it and it makes cells, which are what all the deficits are. Those are cells. And that you can use this to get that. It's silicone. This also will do it. It's also got silicone in it. The coconut hair, something that you put on your hair to make it shiny, that also works to make cells. That is kind of your objective, is to make cells.
What do you mean by that? What's a cell?
I'll show you when we get a cell. I'll show
Okay.
you. It's kind of an interesting thing that paint does, and if you use satin, and this is not going to work very well with that leveling thing there. If you use satin house paint, regular house paint, that's acrylic, then when your cells start to come up, when you put all your paint on there, the cells are gonna come up just from the house paint. whether you have silicone in it or not, and it's kind of interesting how it does. And if you were up here right by me right now, you'd see all these air bubbles. And you don't want to leave the air bubbles there, because then it messes up everything. Come on. And I do struggle with these. I don't know why, but I do. Because my son can pick it up. What I say,
What is that?
it's a torch.
Huh?
It's a torch.
Torch.
It's a little torch.
Smoking cockpit.
And see, when you do that, it pops all those air bubbles. So your piece is much smoother. Plus, it's kind of fun. You see in spots where it's not so covered.
You wouldn't have nearly as much time. Are those football tees holding that up?
I wondered that too. Are they football tees?
They are. They are. I figured they'd be as sturdy as anything.
Yeah.
I started to get cans of peas. You know, you get those cans that have those creepy little green
Mhm.
peas in it.
Mhm.
I found that those, for a long time, I didn't know what to do with those cans of that stuff. But then I do concrete work
Mhm.
and with the big elephant ears, and then you have to get your concrete all squared away, and then you cover it with plastic. Well, those cans work perfect on the corner to hold that plastic down in case you haven't found a use for yours.
Okay.
The birds won't even eat them. I can get my koi to eat them if I peel them.
Oh, yeah?
You have to peel them for the koi to eat them.
It's too much.
They're like, yeah, I don't do that.
I don't think-
Okay,
I don't
so
think
this
Koi
is-
would last at my house.
This is white and this is just white, but it does have some Floetrol, and I'm going to put a drop of silicone in it. Just one drop, here we go. Okay, so now the next part is to just layer. So I could choose any color that I want to put in here, but there's a certain procedure for doing it. You want to just choose a spot on the side and let it drop, let it run down the side of your cup. Okay, and then see, it leaves a little puddle in there. And then your next color. You want to have it go in the same direction. And in this down, we want the two to cover. And then they are layering. This one is black. It's not black, but it's pretty black. This is one of my favorite colors. It just looks
So you're purposely allowing each of those colors to flow over the previous colors.
Right. Yeah. See how they layer?
Pool.
Okay.
The next color I want to do, I'm going to let it run down that and pull into that.
Okay.
And I'm going that until this cup is pretty much filled up. And when you do this, you want to keep putting white in between some of the layers. Okay. Arthritis is getting me. Now, can I get the lid off on that one? So we may not use that one unless somebody else wants to open it, because I can't.
I'll try.
So do you measure the amount you put in the cup by the size of the canvas you're putting on? Okay.
Yes.
Now we need pliers, don't we?
I didn't know it turned, so it should pop off. I just,
Yeah, it seems like it would just pop right off.
There we go.
Oh, cool.
I just didn't want it to go all over me.
I did not want that
That
either.
would be my luck.
It would be mine too, honey. And it would definitely be mine too. And you see, I didn't even put on, I brought a thing, but did I put it on?
No.
No. I brought gloves, but do I have them on? No, I
So
do
you wanna
not.
stop and put those on?
Yeah.
I
I
know
don't,
they're
I don't
rough.
think about those things until I'm already trashed.
Gotcha.
And it doesn't really matter, what sequence you do this in. It doesn't matter, because, you're gonna dump it. You're gonna flip this cup upside down on that. And to add the darks in there, like the onyx and the blacks, adds a lot of character to it as it goes. And gold, this is gold, and the gold is way heavier than the rest of the paint. So when you put the gold in and you dump it out, it's gonna sink. A lot of times, it's just gonna sink. You'll still be able to see it, especially if you blow, then you'll be able to see it. But the gold is heavy, so it sometimes doesn't show up, and it generally doesn't do sales, just because it's so heavy.
Are you trying to put about the same amount of each color, or just doing it randomly?
I'm doing it randomly, but I'm paying attention to the puddle. I don't want to make the next puddle this big when all the rest of them have been this big. I'm trying to keep it consistent on how much I'm putting in there.
But you could, if you wanted one puddle of a different color to be huge.
You
compared to the
could,
rest, you
yes.
could.
If I wanted, say if I had silver paint and I wanted a whole bunch of silver on that canvas, then I could put more silver. But again, silver's going to be heavy. There's also a thing that I do with chains, and I will take paint with these, and I'll just put some in the lines or wherever I want to, and then I'll take my chain and I'll lay it in on top of the paint, and then sometimes I'll take more paint and dribble it on top of the chain on top of that, and you always leave it to where you've got a little thing to pull. And then you pull it, and that makes a real pretty kind of a design on it. And then we're gonna do something with my balloon that I did get hold of. So we're gonna do something with the balloon too, and that's
But
gonna.
it is, it's all acrylic.
Yeah, this is all acrylic. And you can use any kind of acrylic paint. You can use the one that you get at Walmart, the little bottle, You can use that. It doesn't have as much pigment in it, so you have to be real careful with how much Floetrol. And then if you use the least expensive ones, you definitely don't want to add water to that. That's where you get the pond scum, because it's too thin then. So it does different. here as it looked at the bottom. That's not pretty at all. Hopefully it'll hide under something else. I'll put this real pretty color on top of it. How about that? Here's my white.
You've got 5 colors in there, huh?
I got
Or more? Six.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Oh, more than that.
7, 8. I got 8 colors in there. When you dump it on there, this is called a dirty pour. When you dump it on there, it kind of, each one does something different. You know, they're there together, but they still do something different. My favorite technique with the pour painting is the blowing it on a bigger canvas, and you put the paint on there, and then you take a blow dryer on low, and you blow the paint all around. That is incredibly neat. That is one technique that you can use the golds and the silvers and the bronze paint, and it'll be right there. It'll be like when you've gone in a cave and it's got all that natural colors in there. It's kind of like that.